What's up everybody, once again my name is Matt and today we're going to be taking a look at a custom controller by Controller Chaos. So Controller Chaos actually reached out to me and asked me if I would review one of their controllers here on this channel. So of course I did a little bit of research, checked out their website, and everything came back mostly positive, so I figured sure, let's do this. I picked out a design and they sent me this custom GameCube controller. Now getting a custom controller was something that I always thought maybe would be kind of cool, or maybe, I could do it myself one day, but, last time I tried to take apart a controller, this happened. So clearly I do not have the skills to customize a controller, and I'm sure the folks over at Controller Chaos did a far better job. So like I said, this is a custom GameCube controller, so I will be comparing this to some of my own GameCube controllers. I have with me my, official Nintendo wireless Wavebird GameCube controller that I got probably around 2009, like a couple of years after I got my Wii, so there's a lot of wear and tear into this controller. Like, it's really loose in terms of how it feels and stuff like that, because I played a lot of like Smash Bros. Brawl and stuff like that on this controller. On top of that, I also have a white wired GameCube controller. This one has a little bit of wear and tear, less than the Wavebird. Sticks aren't as loose, but I bought this one around the same time that Smash Wii U came out. So we should be able to see how like these two controllers compare in terms of like feel to the Controller Chaos controller. Now, I think the Controller Chaos controller is actually based off of this exact like white GameCube controller, or it's based off of the Smash Wii U branded GameCube controller. So they are based off of like the official Nintendo controller design and hardware. No third party or custom shells or parts or anything like that. So it is based off of first-party hardware, which is definitely a plus in my opinion. So in terms of feel, it should feel exactly the same as at least this controller, because there's obviously not a whole lot of wear and tear on this one. So that being said, we're actually going to get right into this. Now, before we do open up the box, I want to say the box itself is really, really nice. Like, I know that seems kind of weird, but seeing as this is the first thing that the customer sees, it's a really good representation of Controller Chaos's brand and their company, because it's a lot nicer than maybe you would expect from just a normal cardboard box. Like, it's got that matte finish, the logos themselves are actually glossy, and they're not stickers, so they're not coming off anytime soon. Over here on the side, we have like the four most popular controllers: Xbox 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4. Then there's room for other. Obviously, this one is a GameCube. I think they do Wii U Pro controllers, and they do like NES controllers and retro controllers and stuff like that. So you should definitely check out their website and see what custom controllers they do offer if you want like a full list of all the controller types that they can customize for you. On the back, they have like sort of their mission statement, and then on this side, it's just like their social media information and stuff like that. So obviously, links to all those will be in the description down below. That being said, we're going to pop this bad boy open and take a look at the custom controller itself, because I'm sure that's what everybody has been waiting for. So, right when you open this up, you get to see a little graphic of a guy holding a spray paint can, and then over here it says, assembled by hand, made with care. So obviously this was not like put back together by a robot. It was done by a person. Someone had to physically take apart the controller, paint it, and then put it back together, which could be a good and a bad thing. Like, robots are more precise, but at the same time I do like that someone had to physically make sure everything was working properly, because I don't know if you guys like have ever taken apart a controller. I've done it in the past just to try and fix things. But anytime I've taken apart a controller and put it back together, it never feels exactly the same. So I'm going to assume this one is just going to feel perfectly fine, because the Controller Chaos guys are like professionals. But anytime I've done it, it's never been exactly the same. Anyways, first thing we got in the box is a packet of stickers. So of course we can just like stick these onto anything we'd like. But let's get into the meat of the thing itself, and that is the controller. So again, really nice packaging. Just pull this, and just like that, the controller itself slides out of the box. Really nice. Also, one thing I noticed is that there are these like cardboard flaps over here, and these are to protect the thumbsticks during travel and make sure nothing gets like damaged or messed up, which is really thoughtful. Like, that was one thing that I was worried about, so I'm glad they sort of developed this packaging and made sure nothing was getting ruined during the traveling of the controller itself. So I probably will have some beauty shots that are like fading in and out at this point during the video as I'm just talking about the controller, because I want to give you guys like a very close-up look at the controller itself, because it is really, really nice. Like, the paint job is spectacular, a lot better than pretty much any other custom controller that I've seen before. It's got like a gloss finish to it, so obviously the paint is not going to wear off or come off on your hands or anything like that as you're playing, which is definitely a benefit. Like, I've seen custom controllers do that in the past. I don't think that's going to be the case with this controller. The paint that they use is really nice too. Like, it has a lime green and darker green, sort of metallic style paint. I'm going to assume that's like automobile style paint. And then on top of that, we do have the paint splatter effect, which is really cool, because if you sort of run your finger across the top of the controller, you can actually feel the paint splatter itself. So it does give the controller that unique texture. That's pretty cool, honestly. And then, of course, I got the Zelda themed controller. So right in the center there, you can see the Triforce right above the start and pause button. And also, I just noticed this. I didn't even ask them to do this, but they did actually brand the controller with my name right here on the side. So that's pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for doing that, because like I said, I did not ask the Controller Chaos guys to do that whatsoever. They just did that like out of their own will and put my name right on the side of the controller. If I knew they were going to do that, I actually would have sent them my logo or something, because that would have been kind of cool to have like my logo on the controller. But yeah, probably wouldn't fit this color scheme that well. So probably better that you guys use text instead of my logo or something like that. So that's really cool. Also, again, I just noticed this. There's a sticker right here in the center of the controller. It says Controller Chaos warranty void if removed. So yeah, Controller Chaos actually does have their own warranty for their controllers. Now obviously, when you buy a GameCube controller from like Nintendo or whatever and take it apart, that voids the warranty right off the bat. So the fact that Controller Chaos like adds their own warranty on top of that is definitely a plus. Like, that means if anything happens to this controller, like maybe the paint does fade, or you know, the controller itself breaks or something's wrong with it, I can contact Controller Chaos and they'll probably do something in order to replace it or refund me or what have you. So I think that's really nice. But that's just the aesthetics of the controller itself. Now let's get into how it feels. I haven't like pressed any of the buttons yet, so I'm gonna just do like a quick sort of button test, if you will, and mess around with the controller a little bit. Probably give you guys some ASMR or whatever as I'm sort of pressing these, because you'll hear like the button presses in my microphone. But yeah, everything sort of feels exactly how you would expect it to. I should mention that I did not get any other modifications on top of just the base controller. This is just a, you know, custom paint job and having my branding here on the side. There's nothing like that. However, you can get like rapid fire mods and stuff like that added onto your controller if you want to. But this is just a standard, you know, paint job modification to this controller. Everything sort of feels the same, which is nice. The only thing that maybe is like slightly different is the control sticks themselves are a little bit stiff, as are the L and R buttons. But that's probably just because this is a new controller and it hasn't yet been broken in. Like, if I go back to my Wavebird, this is my oldest GameCube controller that I have. Yeah, like the control sticks and triggers are super, super loose. But again, like I said, this has a ton of wear and tear on it. And if I go back to my white GameCube controller, yeah, the sticks are a little bit, they're a little bit tougher, and as are the L and R triggers. So I guess that makes sense. This one doesn't have nearly as much wear and tear as my wireless one. So yeah, I'm gonna assume that like if I play with this one a lot, the triggers and the sticks are gonna loosen up just like any other GameCube controller, and it will be perfectly fine. So on the surface, it seems like everything is a-okay with this controller, but let's see how it performs. So I'm gonna go and play a couple of Smash Bros matches, and we'll see how this thing works. Let's check it out. In all seriousness though, the Controller Chaos controller worked perfectly fine, performed exactly how I would expect it to, so I had no issues with it whatsoever. Awesome controller. I'll probably make this like my main GameCube controller from now on just because I really like how it looks, and it's cool having something that's like different and unique in its own way. So anyways, if you do want to get this type of controller or any custom controller, check out the first link in the description down below. That is a link that Controller Chaos gave me, and on top of that, they were nice enough to give me a coupon code. So if you guys want a 5% discount on any Controller Chaos controller, you can use code AwesomeFace, and that will give you 5% off your order. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Big, huge shout out to Controller Chaos for sending me this controller for review. I really do appreciate it, guys. This thing is awesome. But I am going to end this off here, so if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.